Good evening, everybody. Welcome to PatFacts. Patrick here, Pat on your back, personal fitness. Hope everyone had a great Thanksgiving. Those that here in Canada were celebrating. And if you're with us last week, you'll remember that sorry guys, shutting this off. We started to tie in with Thanksgiving, our gratitude challenge. So I challenged you for the last 7 days. Again, a week ago tonight as we record this, so we believe it was the 9th of October, 7 days to go through a bit of a gratitude challenge. So tonight, we just wanted to kind of reflect on that a little bit. So if you're with us, again, I'd love to hear from you. Even if you're on the recording later on, tune in, chime in into the chats, into the discussions, into the comments. How did you feel taking part in this gratitude challenge? So review it really quick, kind of the steps we were looking to take with. So what I kind of challenge you to do is to pick one time a day. Think, what are the 3 things you're most grateful for? And we're going to expand on this in just a second. I actually heard a little bit of a take on this today that I want to kind of get into to add into this as we go forward as well. Then think, why are you grateful for them? Why did those things come to mind? So we can sort of start to recognize what brings us gratitude, what puts us in that gratitude mindset, so that we can maybe minimize our exposure to things that don't and increase our exposure to things that do give us that feeling of gratitude, that positive energy. And then the third step was for you to project gratitude. So getting it out of you. So often, again, we think of 3 things we're most grateful for, and that's it. But I like us to think of why we're grateful for them, and then to put that out there. Whether it's just spending the time thinking of the moment, again, maybe it was a moment in time, an experience you're grateful for, and you just kind of put it out there and think of it and just let that kind of energy go through you. And then again, that positive energy in you will project to others. Or maybe it's as simple as, or a matter of, grabbing the phone and sending someone a text or an email, or give them a call, or grab the old pen and paper, maybe write them a note and thank them. Tell them that you're feeling gratitude towards them and why. That'll fill your bucket up, and that'll help them feel better as well. Just quickly here, just to clear it up, a little definition of gratitude: the quality of being thankful, readiness to show appreciation. So that's where the project gratitude portion of the challenge came from. I saw this definition, and I thought that should be a part of it too. And to return kindness. So we show an appreciation for kindness, and we are ready to return kindness back. So again, if you project that kindness to someone, that gratitude towards them because you've been thinking of them, chances are they'll project it back to you because they'll feel so good from receiving that projection of gratitude as well. So again, it's kind of a win-win situation here. So again, if you're just tuning in, if you've taken part in our 7-day gratitude challenge, let us know. How did you feel? Did you notice any differences in you, in day-to-day things, in your experiences, maybe in how you handle certain situations? Maybe some of us, we talked last week about doing it first thing in the morning, or maybe midday, or maybe it's before bed. Did you use a certain timing? Did you play around with a couple of different ones, or did you pick one for you? And did it help you, energize you for the day? Did it break up the day and help you finish strong? Did it maybe clear your mind and put you in a good mindset to get a great night's sleep? So again, if you're here with us live or again on recording, please feel free to let us know what your experiences were taking the gratitude challenge. And if you are new to this, again, go back to last week's video on my channels, take a look at it. And again, we just went through the rules here. You can start it now. Go for a 7-day challenge from now. And again, come back to this video and comment and let us know how it's going for you. The idea being, we made it, again, Thanksgiving is a day or a weekend. We go 7 days to try to make it more of a practiced skill, more of a habit. And hopefully the idea will be, as we've done the 7 days and you're noticing how you feel and maybe what it's doing for you and those around you, there'll be a little bit of an onus to keep it going. Typically up to about 21 days is what research is kind of showing can kind of create that habit of it. So again, we create a habit of it, like we spoke of last week. We're not only good at expressing gratitude and feeling gratitude beginning of the day or the end of the day or at a specific time, but we're good at experiencing and expressing and feeling and noticing gratitude in the moment. So as you get good customer service at the grocery store, you appreciate that. As you finish that project at work that you've been working on, as the group reaches that that deadline or that goal that was set for them, again, in that moment, we celebrate that win. We express gratitude towards it. So think of how good you're feeling expressing gratitude once a day. Just think of it multiple times through the day as things happen. You're experiencing and expressing and projecting gratitude. What a difference that's going to make in your overall day. Plus, again, those around you as well in your environment. It's, again, a side branch of that positivity pandemic where you feel gratitude, you project it out to people in your environment, and they'll then share that to others around them as well. Because as we said, a readiness to return kindness, but also to pass it on. It may not necessarily be right back to you, but probably an appreciation and a readiness to spread and share that kindness as well. And if we can have more of that going on around us, what's the problem with that? There's not really a negative to that. So again, going through that and practicing that skill and muscle. So again, we can practice it throughout the day or experience it. And in those moments when we're really down, things aren't going right, maybe we're just not feeling it, we're having one of those days, one of those moments, we can get into our gratitude practice because we've built that skill and that muscle. We can use that as a way to maybe cope or manage how we're feeling or help us maybe come out of that funk a little bit. If we're maybe feeling really down, again, it might bring us up a little bit. And if it can bring us up a little bit, that's going to help maybe think a little clearer, make better decisions, maybe get through the day as best we can, and then we can kind of work on things from there. So again, the more we practice it, the more we can lean on it as we need to and bring it to us to help us manage some of those difficult times that we have that life's going to hand us, right? Things are going to come up. So if we have that gratitude skill, that muscle strong, it's there to support us when needed. So that's why, again, the 7-day challenge was there as opposed to the kind of 1-day Thanksgiving Day sort of practice of gratitude. 7 days will hopefully again lead into continuing on. Another week will be 14 days. Another week will be 21 days. And then again, typically by then, it's more of that habitual routine skill that we keep consistent that again helps us get the most out of it and makes it even more versatile for us because again we can pull on it when we need to and draw on it when we need to in different situations and when we kind of need that pick me up or that little just that change in energy sometimes to help us refocus and get through the rest of our day. I found in getting into this and being a little more consistent with it, I chose mine at the end of the day, so it helped me be a little more just clear-headed, a little more even keel. I was able to incorporate it more into my nighttime routine because I've kind of gotten away from the practice as consistent as I want to be. So more of an evening practice to sort of wind down and hopefully shake out any maybe tension or stress that's left over from the day. I go into that good mindset and then helps me get a nice peaceful sleep. I found it was a good way to help me get to sleep, get it settle my brain down so you don't have that the brain that's trying to think of all these things going on. We're focused on something and it creates good energy. So again, it kind of helps things settle down a little bit. Again, in conjunction with the other nighttime routines as well. I decided this time to use the app on my phone because over the holiday weekend, we're kind of in a couple different places. So I thought that would be the easiest way to have it with me. And I didn't mind that. I kind of go back and forth. I'm trying to find the most consistent way for me. But I did like the app because it was there for me all weekend. I didn't have to worry about bringing an extra book or a journal. It was there with me all the time anyway. So I was able to fill it in the evenings again before bed. So I felt again a little bit of a more clearer mind, a little bit better ability to get to sleep, and then felt a little more rested with being able to get to sleep sooner and get a little longer night's sleep without some of the maybe tossing, turning, getting situated that I sometimes have to go through before I get to sleep. So that turned into a better kind of quality of night's sleep. And then again, I woke up the next morning with some good energy from that great night's sleep. So even though gratitude wasn't my morning time practice per se, it had an effect on my mornings because I practiced it just before bed. So it impacted that next morning. So again, going back, if you've been with us, we've talked about NDP, next day prep, and our nighttime routine. Those steps, yes, to help us get to sleep and get to bed, but it also carries over into the morning. If we can get into a nighttime routine and get a good night's sleep, that's going to carry over into the next morning and the next day. And then again, it just creates that momentum for us. So that's what I noticed. Felt a little, it felt nice to get back into the routine of it, and just go through that practice again, and just get into that mindset and those thoughts. And again, it's trying to create the skill of gratitude in the moment. So maybe even challenge yourself to look for gratitude in the moment. Maybe if you're kind of like in this background I have, if you're outside in some nature, take a moment to appreciate it. Maybe the plan wasn't to go out into a forest with sun filtering through the trees. Maybe you stumbled upon this spot. Maybe you come across a pond or body of water with ducks and geese and stuff in it. You can just kind of sit and watch them interact sometimes. It's just fun to sit and do that and see how they interact with each other and the little group cliques and groups they kind of have. It's just interesting to kind of watch them work. And again, it kind of shuts off your world a little bit and gives you that little break from it. So try to find the gratitude in some of those moments. Maybe a friend stops by and takes you out for coffee. Maybe you find a good book to read from a library, or come across something that you haven't seen for a while, and you can kind of take it in. Maybe some old pictures. My birthday was last Friday, and a buddy of mine posted a picture of us from over 20 years ago on our ride at Wonderland. So fun to think back and look back at that time and reminisce a bit about some of those times. And that made me think more of university and being there together, and homecomings this weekend. So it ties in with some of that and some of those memories and thinking back. So again, it gave me a feeling of gratitude, seeing some of that picture from 20 years ago. Again, brought back some of that gratitude and good feeling. And then I was able to reciprocate that by, again, sending that message back to that person to thank them for it and to kind of reminisce on the time as well. So maybe challenge yourself now to, again, if the challenge is going well, or even if you've been doing this for a while and just want to branch out a little bit. Again, maybe challenge yourself to look for the gratitude in different situations, even if they aren't the best situations. You hear that those people that are always a glass half full, those optimistic people. Again, if you challenge yourself, I was listening to a podcast today that they were doing research and studies on people who practice gratitude actually went from being kind of a slight pessimist to a light, kind of low level optimist. It took some time and consistency and practice, but they're able to actually change their mindset from using that part of the brain. And that's part of what I wanted to come back to the step one for, as I mentioned earlier. 3 things you're most grateful for. A lot of us get into the habit, the routine of thinking, well, that's easy. My family, my job, my kids. And then think, oh, it's always the same thing every day. It's this, and this. Well, there's nothing wrong with that. That's kind of what you're grateful for. The podcast I was listening to today suggested that make it a bit of a rule to have to put something different every day. Because his point and what his research was is it's not necessarily the expression of gratitude or the thinking of gratitude that just automatically puts us in that mindset or creates that that skill. It's the process of looking for what we're grateful for. So with us, we kind of get there maybe with step number 2, why you're grateful for them. But again, if 1 is always the same, 2 is probably going to repeat itself as well. So as you go forward with this one, again, try to think of different things each day, or even a couple. 2 out of the 3 are different, because it's the the process of using that section of your mind to really think and search, again, through your day or through your week, or just through your life currently. It's that searching through it and finding the thing that you are grateful for. That's what actually builds up the muscle in the brain. That's what builds that skill, so that again, we can be more efficient with it. We can recall on it and use it when we need to, and it can help us through these situations and help us through our days. So I thought that was interesting. I wish I listened to the podcast last week, because we could have talked about that in our challenge as well. But something to keep in mind going forward, or again, if you're starting now, 3 things you're grateful for, but each day make them different. So by doing that as well, it kind of builds into us being more maybe aware of our day, and actually practicing looking for gratitude in the moment of things, so that we have it. So later on, when we go to think of the 3 things we're most grateful for, we don't go, oh yeah, well this, and this, because that's what I always put. We can think about things that happened to us during that day, and why are we grateful for them? Why did they come up? So again, it's delving a little deeper into that process. So I thought that was a great add-on to our challenge. And again, I wish I had this for us last week, but it's okay. We still have 2 more weeks if you're looking to really make it a habit to try to get to that 21-day point. So this could be our next step. Or again, if you've been with us for quite a while, we launch this challenge every year at Thanksgiving. Maybe this is the next step for you, to make sure that each day it is something different. So again, you can search for and think about and recall these moments that make you feel gratitude. And then again, if you can get really skilled and consistent at recalling and finding these different things that make you feel gratitude, then again, that's going to carry over into this one. Why are you grateful for them? And that could maybe even further our horizon of what brings us gratitude, what brings us happiness and good feeling, positivity. And then again, we can try to associate ourselves more with those things, and disassociate ourselves with the things that take us the other way, that feel ungrateful or just negative and down. But it can maybe give us some warning signs either way, to say, yeah, this is the way to go, or this is something we should maybe steer away from or minimize our exposure to, because it's going to take us down the other path of being ungrateful, or again, negative or down, things like that. So again, sort of a part B to the challenge this week, as we try to keep it going forward, again, is to 3 things every day, but make sure they're different things every day, to again really work that part of the muscle and the skill. And then again, that will create even more of these positive feelings and emotions that come with expressing gratitude. It carries on as if we know why we're grateful for those new moments we found, and if we had to think about them and search for them, again, the answers are probably there too as we're searching. We can just add that on. And then again, as we project gratitude, we can get that gratitude out there, even more positive energy, maybe even like a stronger positive energy, because you've had to search and work for this moment to really find that gratitude. You're not just going through the motions. Then again, there's more of a projection of energy there for you to share with each other. And keep in mind, the kind of bonus portion to last week as well was to project gratitude inward. So express that gratitude. Be thankful to yourself for the things you've gone through, for learning how to search for different things to be grateful for each day, to expand yourself that way, to build a new skill, or maybe fine tune the skill that you've been working on for a while, and to make it even more efficient and learning more about yourself. Again, express that gratitude inward as well as outward as well, so everyone can kind of benefit from that. So again, if you've been with us next week, or even come back to this one, I'd like to hear from you if you've been incorporating this kind of gratitude challenge part B. Again, 3 things every day, but make sure they're different things, and then go through those steps, so that we can really, again, exercise the part of the brain that actually helps us feel gratitude and gets those hormones going, and builds that muscle, that skill in the mind of looking for and finding gratitude in things. So that again, day-to-day life, we can search for that gratitude, and it becomes, again, automatic. It's a way of, he said it was more of again, more of an alertness, because we know that either later tonight or tomorrow morning, I've got to do my gratitude challenge. I have to write down those things I'm grateful for. So then again, it prompts us to be more alert during the day, to be more aware of ourselves, our surroundings, the events we go through, so that again, because we know we have to write them down and they have to be different than yesterday, we're more aware of them, to kind of store them, to realize, oh, that's a gratitude moment. Something good happened there. I feel grateful for that. I recognize that feeling. I'm going to put that back here for later so I can write it down. And again, it creates that awareness of that. So then again, we can spend more of our day being in gratitude because we're looking for it. We're aware of it. Then it'll be easier for us to experience it through the day. And then again, summarize it or put it to our challenge whenever your time frame is. So again, more time in gratitude is less time available to be in negative mindsets, to have negative energy. So again, it creates that overall win-win situation where you're building the skill and taking things deeper and having a positive effect on you and others on the other side. So again, even more of a reason to try to practice that as best we can. So yeah, I'd love to hear from you as you're going forward. Again, if you joined us last week and went through our original version of the gratitude challenge, or if you're jumping on now for the version 2.0, we'll say, with our 3 different things every day, making sure that they are different things every day. And again, that'll trigger more responses from those next 2 to 3 steps. And again, create more awareness for you just every day, which again is kind of the ultimate goal of this, is to have that gratitude in the moment muscle so we can really experience and appreciate what we go through and the gratitude we should be feeling for so many of the situations we go through on a day-to-day basis. And be sure to share that with people. Again, project that gratitude inward and also those around you. And feel free to come back to tonight's episode, last week's episode, or just again join us next week. Send me an DM, whatever works for you. Let me know how you notice you feel with this new kind of gratitude challenge, whether you started last week or you're starting new this week, or you're switching to version 2.0, or even comparing if you were doing it last week and now you're going to go into 2.0 for this next little bit. Again, if you go 2 more weeks, 2 more Wednesdays, that's typically around that spot where things are becoming habitual and consistent. It's a routine for us. So that's the extent of the challenge, is try 2.0 and try to carry it on for another 2 more weeks and see how you feel. And again, compare and journal and keep track of what you're thinking. Maybe as you write your gratitude challenge, maybe below it, start to jot down how you're feeling as you're more aware during the day through different experiences. Again, maybe write that down. Just notice differences in how you used to feel compared to how you do, or when maybe if you happen to miss a day or you're late going through it. Again, reflect on some of that, notice it, so we're more aware and alert. And again, we're more likely to stick with it because we know the feeling it can bring us and the experience it can provide for us as well. So that's it for tonight, gang. I just wanted to, again, launch that kind of 2.0 version, as well as, again, speak about my first week and hopefully have some of you chime in as well about how your gratitude process was. So again, this version, last week's episode, or even join us next week and let us know how you're feeling from practicing this gratitude challenge. Again, 7 days to start, to try to build that routine. Hopefully you'll continue it on this week with version 2.0 to give us 14 days. And then you're just 1 week away from 21, which again creates sort of that habit forming kind of process, typically, if we're going through and being consistent with what we're doing. And again, if you're looking for new things every day, that should make you more aware throughout the day. And again, it creates that mindset and it gets you in that frame of mind that should help you be sure that you're continuing on with the process because you're in it through the day. And that should create more positivity and things as well. And come on back and let's share with each other how we're doing, how we're feeling, and what we're noticing from this. Because the more we can notice and experience it and understand again how it makes us feel, the more likely we'll be to stick with it and carry on going forward. So have a great week, everyone. Again, thank you so much for being here. Please share this with someone you know who's looking to maybe better themselves or work on their goal setting to get ready for 2025. We're gearing up there pretty soon. This is sort of our kind of unofficial kickoff to start getting ready for our prep for 2025 and our goal setting. So share this in your community. Share it on your pages, Facebook, YouTube, Twitch. If you can share on Twitch still, LinkedIn. Again, repost, share it out there. Whatever your platform you're on watching it, spread it within the community. And let's create that nice big community here where we can all support each other and grow together and show gratitude towards each other as we go forward. Let's check our comments here. K-Man, thanks very much for being here. Appreciate you tuning in as always. And everyone tuning in, if you're here live or on recording, I always appreciate the support. The lurkers, as well as the kids say, those who maybe aren't commenting but are watching, I always appreciate you being here. Again, please feel free to share it with those around so we can all come in together and create that big supportive community to help each other be operationally fit to fight the daily battles that life hands us. And again, that's it for tonight, gang. We'll see you next week. In the meantime, stay safe, take care of yourself, and remember, always make yourself the priority that you deserve to be by striving to be operationally fit. Stay safe, take care. We'll see you next week.